Hey everybody, my name is Scott with Nebraska Extension in Douglas and Sarpy counties. I'm the Horticulture Program Coordinator, and today I wanted to talk to you a little bit about some fall cleanup and some things that we can do to help make it a little bit more environmentally friendly. As some of you might know, that the city of Omaha is up for debate about what they're going to do with the composting program. It may or may not become in existence, so one of the things that we can do as homeowners is be part of that solution. Right now, with the fall upon us, trees are actively dropping their leaves. And one of the best things that we can do, instead of raking those leaves up and putting them on the curb for the yard waste to be taken away, is we can actually return those leaves back to the ground. And one of the best ways to do this is just mowing them. Now, leaf litter, as you can see right here, the leaves are dry, they're pretty well dehydrated. This is the type of leaf material that's easiest to chop up with the mower. So one of the things that you want to do is wait till a sunny afternoon, so that way the leaves are dry, and go ahead and start mowing them up with your mower. The smaller the leaf particle, the easier it will be to break down into the ground. There have been several research studies done on leaf material to see how it affects the soil profile. And what they have found out, it does not harm any aspects of the soil or the turf. It doesn't affect the pH, it doesn't affect the color or the quality of the turf grass. But what they're seeing, it actually improves the soil quality that will improve the overall health of the turf. It's going to help with nutrient cycling. It also helps with the microorganisms that we see in the soil. So the earthworms and all those tiny things that we can't actually see are going to benefit by putting that leaf material back into the ground. When you're doing this, you want to take your time with the mower. So it's not a race. You're going to be walking slow behind the mower just to allow those leaves to crunch up to break down into those smaller sizes. If you do this later than sooner, you might have to go over the ground or the turf twice, just because the fact that if you have a lot of leaves, you might need to just go over it twice to really break up those leaves into those smaller particles. One of the other happy benefits that we've seen with the leaves breaking up, it can actually improve the soil drainage. One of the biggest questions or problems that clients approach us with is how do we improve the drainage of our soil? And that's just by adding organic material. Now you can actually go out and purchase it, or you can actually just mow your leaves back into the ground and you're going to improve that drainage. Also, one thing I like to point out is about a third of the landfill space out there is composed of organic material, and we can help reduce that waste by just mowing up our leaves. And we don't have to limit it just to leaves themselves. We can do this with our grass clippings. During the growing season, instead of bagging your lawn, you can actually just mulch those clippings back into the ground, and we're going to be adding the same benefits as we would with the leaves. There's no evidence that returning leaf clippings or grass clippings to the ground is going to have a negative effect on overall health. It doesn't increase the weed present, and it doesn't increase the occurrence of diseases. It actually just improves the overall health of the soil. There's another option that we can do with our leaves besides just mowing them up and turning them back into the ground, is we can compost with them. However, most of us don't have a lot of space in our backyard, so we don't have large compost bins. So we can use some of those leaves as a compost, but we can actually use them as mulch around our plants. So again, what we can do is take these leaves here, run them through the mower, but bag them instead of return them to the ground, and then start placing them around your plants. You want to make sure that you don't pile them up against the crown of the plant, because that can actually cause a little bit of damage than good. Another option would be getting some chicken wire or hardware cloth. It's inexpensive, and what we can do is with our roses, a lot of our roses are grafted, and we need to protect those graft unions. So what we could do with this is just cut it down to maybe where it's 18 inches high and make a collar. and we're going to put that around the base of the plant, and then we can just use our chopped up leaf material and put it around the plant to protect it. So it's just a really inexpensive way to help protect our roses. And another thing that we can actually do with our leaf material is bag it and create leaf mold. If any of you ever read some of our garden books or garden literature, you might hear the term leaf mold. And what that is leaves placed into a clear plastic bag like what we see here, and then we leave it outside for a full year. It's a process of composting that just relies specifically on fungi versus bacteria. It's not a quick process, but it's kind of fun to do, and it's just an easy way that you can add another layer of compost to the ground. You want to run the leaves through the mower, and that's going to help make them a little bit smaller and break it down. You're going to want to poke holes in this bag so we can get some air going through it, but it's just a really easy and safe way to create leaf mold. Another thing that I wanted to talk about was kitchen scraps and composting. A lot of us don't do anything with our kitchen scraps, and we just throw them away. And about 25% of the food that we take home from the store we actually throw away. So we can be part of the solution, and anything that we're not going to use or scraps, we can compost them. This is what we use at our house. It's just a 1 gallon container that we put our kitchen scraps in. As you can see, we just have some iceberg lettuce, some onions, whatever we were cooking with last night. Anything that we don't use, we just throw it in here, and then maybe once or twice a week we take it out to the compost pile. And it's just a really simple way that we can be part of that solution instead of being part of that problem. So one of the things that we can do this winter, or actually this fall going into winter, is compost our leaves, or actually it should be we want to mow those leaves back into the ground and compost a lot of our kitchen scraps. It's an easy way that, like I said, we could be part of that solution instead of part of the problem with our yard waste solution.